Thank you very much, Chair, and good morning to everybody. I'd like to start by thanking the committee for the invitation to be here today, for the opportunity to discuss the proposal for the new National Maternity Hospital. I'm joined this morning by Kieran Devan, Chair of the HSE, Professor Mary Higgins, Consultant Obstetrician and Gynaecologist, Mary Brosnan, Director of Midwifery and Nursing at the National Maternity Hospital, Consultant Obstetrician and Gynaecologist Dr. Rona Mahoney, who knows the history of this project like few others, negotiated the initial Mulvey agreement and can speak to that. I'm also joined by Ita O'Sullivan and John O'Donoghue, who are members of the HSE's legal team for this project, Chair. I'd like to start by saying that while there is good and proper and important debate about this important issue, I believe we all agree on many of the important issues around this project. Firstly, that clinicians in the National Maternity Hospital provide excellent modern care to women and to infants, and that they've been leaders in modernising women's healthcare. Secondly, that a new and modern hospital building is urgently needed for the National Maternity Hospital and for services for women to be expanded in that new hospital. Thirdly, that the new hospital should be built beside a major adult hospital to make sure women have access to the widest possible range of healthcare. Fourthly, that the new hospital must be fully clinically independent and there must be no religious influence now or into the future. Fifthly, the new hospital must provide all services and procedures permissible under law. All services, all procedures permissible under law. And finally, that the state's investment must be protected. The proposal we're discussing this morning meets all of these goals. This is a partnership. It's a partnership between the state, the National Maternity Hospital and St. Vincent's. The National Maternity Hospital will provide all of the clinicians. They'll move from Holles Street to the new building, and the National Maternity Hospital will run the new hospital. The state will fund the building of the new hospital building, and the state will retain full ownership of that building as the asset. And St. Vincent's will provide lease ownership to the state for 300 years. Each party will appoint 3 directors to the new board of the NMH, and the NMH will in turn appoint directors to the board of St. Vincent's. The 2 hospitals will be physically connected to ensure seamless access of care for patients, particularly important for critically ill patients. Both hospitals will provide shared services to be used right across the healthcare campus. Many clinicians will work in both hospitals and indeed work in both hospitals today. A structure was agreed in 2016 called the Mulvey Agreement, whereby the shares in the NMH charitable company will be owned by the St. Vincent's Healthcare Group charitable company. This provides St. Vincent's Healthcare Group with some administrative rights. These are things like accepting annual accounts at general meetings and approving appointments of auditors. The National Maternity Hospital will be fully clinically, operationally and financially independent. It will have its own constitution and its own operating licence with the HSE. All procedures that are currently carried out at the National Maternity Hospital in Holles Street will be provided in the new National Maternity Hospital. The new hospital will provide all maternity, gynaecology, obstetric and neonatal services that are legally permissible. This includes, but is not limited to, terminations, tubal ligations, gender reaffirming procedures. Religious involvement in St. Vincent's Healthcare Group has already ended with the transfer of the shares. Religious involvement in the National Maternity Hospital will also end. For example, the chair of the National Maternity Hospital since its foundation has been the Catholic Archbishop of Dublin. Religious influence of any kind is expressly prohibited in the new National Maternity Hospital. There is no mechanism for any religious involvement now or at any time in the future in either St. Vincent's Health Group or the new National Maternity Hospital. Ireland does not have a good track record when it comes to religion and women's reproductive health. It has a poor, dark history. Women are therefore rightly demanding that when it comes to our new National Maternity Hospital, there can be no religious involvement whatsoever at any point now or into the future. Women are right to demand that, and men indeed. We are right to demand that. And people, for very, very understandable reasons, are demanding absolute assurances that all legally permissible services are provided. They are demanding that, and they are right to demand that. All of these services are provided in Holles Street today. The same clinicians, some of whom are here today, are going to provide these new services in the new hospital. Concerns are understandably being raised. Questions are being asked around land ownership and other issues, and I look forward to discussing these with the committee today. I also look forward to hearing from the people who provide the services in Holles Street today. Those of us who campaigned for repeal said that we must listen to the midwives, we must listen to the nurses, we must listen to the doctors working in our maternity hospitals. That's what I asked people to do in Wicklow when I walked up and down the streets and knocked on doors week after week. Some of those same clinicians are with us here today, and I hope that on this important issue, once again, we will listen to the midwives, we will listen to the nurses, we will listen to the doctors working in our maternity services who are providing these services. Thank you.